Unmuted.
Hello, my name is Isabella Perez, Recreation Leader for the City of Socorro. Thank you for joining today's meeting. Before the meeting begins, we would like to remind our guests to remove all hats and silence all electronic devices. No disruptive behavior or outbursts will be tolerated, and violators are subject to ejection and possible prosecution.
Hola, mi nombre es Judy Rodríguez, secretaria de Planificación de la Ciudad de Socorro. Gracias por participar en la reunión de hoy. Antes de que comience la reunión, nos gustaría recordarles a nuestros invitados favor de quitarse los sombreros y silenciar todos los dispositivos electrónicos. No se tolerará ningún comportamiento perturbador ni exabrupto y los infractores estarán sujetos a expulsión y posible procesamiento.
It is 6:07 p.m. This meeting is called to order. Item number 2, National Anthem by Ivy Delgado of the Socorro High School Mariachi Los Gavilanes.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Now the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence.
Ready? 1, 2. Thank you.
Item number 3, Establishment of Quorum.
Ruben Reyes. Yes. Cesar Nevares. Here. Alejandro Garcia.
Here.
Mayor Ivy Amalos.
Here.
Rudy Cruz.
Present.
And Ivan Colombillas Lobos.
Here.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Item number 4, public comment.
Mayor, we have no speakers for public comment.
Thank you. Moving on to presentations. Item number 5, moment of silence and approval of Resolution 788 to honor the life of Guadalupe S. Almanzar, retired Public Works Foreman. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Socorro that the City of Socorro was notified on the passing of a beloved City of Socorro community member and retired Public Works Foreman, Guadalupe S. Almanzar, serving the city for 25 years. The City of Socorro recognizes his service and shall display his portrait in the City of Socorro City Council chambers to honor his memory. Would the family please step forward? We would like to honor his memory and give you these as a token. I know he worked with us for the city for 25 long years, and we appreciate that. We also made copies for the rest of you.
I'll start. I want to thank your beloved family member, and we appreciate the years of service that he gave to the city of Socorro. And we're with you all, and our condolences to you all and your family members, and your father, your grandfather, your uncle, brother will be in our prayers. Thank you very much.
Our condolences to you and your family.
Thank you. We're sorry for your loss.
Our condolences to your family and friends.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Yes. Tú te escuchas, Diana, hablar.
we just like to take a moment and acknowledge the presence of Constable Garcia, precinct number 6. Item number 6, recognition of the Socorro High School Mariachi Los Gavilanes for winning the UIL State Mariachi Festival for the 4th consecutive year. If you- The Socorro High School Mariachi Los Gavilanes brought home the coveted Superior Division I title rating during their competition at the 2024 UIL State Mariachi Festival on February 24th in Seguin, Texas. They gave an amazing performance due to their hard work and talent, not to mention being directed by excellent teachers.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Now, whenever you'd like, if you'd like to take it away.
champs.
Just a small token of appreciation from us to you. Mr. Rosales, would you please come forward, and the rest of the teachers? Or teacher? No. Estos son para ustedes. Va a haber uno para cada uno de ustedes. Nomás, pero ahorita tenemos este para enseñarles, pero va a ser uno para cada uno. Muchísimas gracias. Estuvo espectacular. Y creo que estamos muy orgullosos de todos ustedes. Gracias por venir. Do you want a picture? Todos para acá, por favor.
Good job.
Moving on to consent agenda. Do we have a motion?
Motion to accept the consent agenda?
Second.
Ruben Reyes.
Yes.
Cesar Nevares.
Yes.
Alejandro Garcia.
Aye.
Rudy Cruz.
Aye.
And Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Mr. Cruz?
Yes, Mayor and Council, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to move up agenda item number 24 up on the list here.
Second?
Ruben Reyes.
Yes.
Cesar Nevares.
Yes.
Alejandro Garcia.
Aye.
Rudy Cruz.
Aye.
And Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Item number 24, discussion and action to hereby proclaim the city of Socorro, Texas, a Purple Heart city through the efforts of the Military Order of the Purple Heart and Lone Star Chapter 393. Mr. Cruz, would you like to introduce?
Yes, Mayor, let me just get to that item here. If y'all indulge me. So I wanted to bring this item to the table here tonight and through a proclamation proclaim the city of Socorro, Purple Heart City. And the mission of the Military Order of the Purple Heart is to foster an environment of goodwill among the combat wounded veterans and their families, promote patriotism, support legislative initiative, but most importantly, to make sure that we never forget.
Do we have a video? No? No? Okay.
Do we have a motion?
Motion?
Second?
Ruben Reyes.
Yes.
Cesar Nevares.
Yes.
Alejandro Garcia.
Aye.
Rudy Cruz.
Aye.
And Ivan Colom Villalobos. Yes.
Proclamation, a Purple Heart City. Whereas the city of Socorro in the state of Texas has always supported its military veteran population, and whereas the Purple Heart is the oldest military decoration in present use and was initially created as the badge of military merit by General George Washington, 1872, and whereas the Purple Heart was the first American Service Award or decoration made available to common soldier and is specifically awarded to members of the United States Armed Forces who have been wounded or paid the ultimate sacrifice in combat with a declared enemy of the United States of America. And whereas the mission of the Military Order of the Purple Heart is to foster an environment of goodwill among the combat wounded veteran members and their families, promote patriotism, support legislative initiatives, and most importantly, make sure we never forget. And whereas the city of Socorro area has a large, highly decorated veteran population, including many Purple Heart recipients, and whereas the city of Socorro appreciates the sacrifices our Purple Heart recipients made in defending our freedom and believe it is important that we acknowledge them for their courage and show them the honor and support they have earned. Now therefore, I, Ivy Avalos, Mayor of the City of Socorro, Texas, do hereby proclaim the City of Socorro as the Purple Heart City through the effort of the Military Order of the Purple Heart and the Lone Star Chapter 393, and encourage the citizens of the City of Socorro to show their appreciation for sacrifices of the Purple Heart recipients have made in defending our freedoms, to acknowledge their courage, and to show them the honor and support they have earned. That was the proclamation.
So at this time, we'd like to present the proclamation to you all. And if you can all step forward and receive this, and just so the council and the city of Socorro and all the people here present and watching are going to see these signs going up. Just, you're going to see the Purple Heart signs going up throughout the city. And we're going to look at what that's going to look like here today, but eventually you're going to see them throughout the city. We are the second largest municipality in the entire county of El Paso, and I believe we are the second city to have this great honor here today. And if you all would like to share some words with us, I'm going to hand over the mic to you all. Mr. Garza.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, Rudy Cruz, council members, city manager, for having us. You know, when I was approached Rudy, he immediately jumped on it, because I know that the military, the proud military here in Socorro is very significant, right? And, you know, sometimes we forget the freedoms that we have, and it's very important that, you know, we place these signs throughout the city so people can remember that sacrifice was made in order for us to have these freedoms that we do have. I'll put it into context really quick. El Paso and our partners in Juarez, you put that population together, it's about 2 million people. Well, there's been 1.9 million Purple Heart recipients. That's a lot of bloodshed for this country. And it's something that we would all do again. And it's something that I proudly stand here today and represent my brothers who cannot be here, and my sisters. So thank you very much for this honor. And at this point, I'm just gonna pass it down and let my fellow members introduce themselves.
My name is George Elsesser. I did 27 years in the United States Army, retired about 4 years ago as Command Sergeant Major, and I was wounded in Afghanistan in 2010.
My name is Shoshana Johnson, United States Army. I've been retired 20 years, wounded in Iraq I was a prisoner of war in Iraq. And El Paso is my hometown. You know, I deployed out of El Paso, and I was blessed to come home to El Paso and raise my daughter. And that, for me, that includes Socorro, who I hear has like the amazing tamales. I'm going to go looking. I'm going to go looking for that after this. Thank you so much for allowing us to show basically the rest of Texas what it's like to sacrifice and give. We appreciate that you're willing to partner with us in this.
Hey, it's an honor to be here. I did 22 years in the Army, retired Chief Warrant Officer Signal, and thanks to the support of my wife, my kids, and all the communities around, I came to El Paso for a mission in 2008, and it's like a black hole. I can't leave. I love this place. All right, but again, thank you for the support, and I will do it again. I got injured in Iraq in 2008. I got hit with an EFP, and it was not a pleasant days, but hey, I will do it again.
Good afternoon. My name is Ismael Samaniego. I am a Vietnam veteran. I know most of my brothers here are not as old as I am, but thank you for inviting us. Thank you very much.
My name is Raymond Olivares. Got injured 2011. Thank you for everything.
Give me 1 second, and then I'll give it to you. I just want to say thank you for your service. It doesn't go unnoticed. We appreciate everything that you have done for this country. Everything, not only you, but every soldier out there that has fought for our freedom. So thank you.
Thank you. And just some final words. It's because of people like you, the women in uniform and the men in uniform, that we're able to wake up every morning with the freedoms and liberty that we have. Thank you all for your sacrifices. To the veterans in the room, thank you all for your sacrifices. To all of our Vietnam veterans that are listening and here today, welcome home.
So, Madam Mayor, this is not the official sign. I showed you what it would look like. We want to come back and deliver that to the city, but we're going to start off with, if you could put this in your parking lot, and this represents where there's a Purple Heart parking spot. So we're going to start with this, and we'll come back and bring you the other signs, and we're very excited to present you with this sign.
Thank you so much. Hold it for me.
Yes, ma'am, I sure will.
I want to give you the proclamation.
Okay.
And just a small token of appreciation. So we know you're from Socorro.
All right, all right.
You're Socorroan.
Thank you so much.
And the rest of you, we have, it's just a little token of appreciation, and shows that you support.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Thank you.
And I've got one for you. And this is a proud supporter pin, Purple Heart proud supporter pin. That's for you. And we, at this time, our members are going to pass out to the rest of your staff.
Thank you.
The proud supporter pin as well.
Thank you.
Does anybody have a member that is Purple Heart recipient? An uncle, grandfather, or something? In your family? No? Sure we just, yeah, been recognized.
Go ahead, come forward. Hey, if you're a veteran, come and join us in this photo, please.
pero está dormido ahí platicando.
Any better? Come on up.
Parece que no puede levantarse, ¿verdad? Pero es la batalla, ¿verdad? She is very cool.
Mayor, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am?
I don't see my picture up here. Do you guys see me out there?
No.
And it's not on my end.
Did you turn off your camera?
No, I didn't touch anything. It says Zoom is unable to detect a camera when I click on it.
It's on her end.
Should I log back in?
Yes, ma'am. It's on your end.
Yes, because we do have her counted as absent since 6:22.
So at this time, I want to make a motion for a 2-minute recess.
Okay, that's fine.
Ruben Reyes.
Yes.
Cesar Nevares.
Yes.
Alejandro Garcia.
Aye.
Rudy Cruz.
Aye.
And Iván Colom Villalobos.
Yes. I'm exiting out.
Unmuted.
It is 6:51. We are now back in regular session. Moving on to regular agenda, Grants Department, item number 18. Discussion and action to approve updated Resolution 789, authorizing the submission of a grant application to the Office of the Governor, OOG Criminal Justice Division, CJD, FY 2025 General Victim Assistance Grant Program for the Crime Victims Advocacy Program in the Socorro Police Department.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Alejandra Valadez, City Development Director. We are requesting your approval on this updated resolution. City Council actually approved this very same resolution back on the January 25th City Council meeting. However, there was an administrative change when we submitted the application that required the change in the application number, and it is required by the funding agency to provide this resolution, so we're bringing it back with the corrected grant number for your approval.
Any questions or comments?
Ruben Reyes.
Yes.
Cesar Nevares.
Yes.
Alejandro Garcia.
Aye.
Rudy Cruz.
Aye.
And Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Item number 19, discussion and action to approve an application for the City of Socorro's FTZ 302 reorganization and creation of magnet sites at the Socorro Logistics Center and the East Wind Logistics Center.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Alejandra Valadez, City Development Director. We are requesting your approval to submit an application for two magnet sites within the City of Socorro city limits. We do have Mr. Jose Quiñones, who is our Economic Recovery Coordinator, available should you have questions.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Jose Quiñones with Economic Recovery Office. These magnet sites are something that's not new. What we're actually doing is we're positioning the city for growth in a more sustainable manner. Excuse me. The first site is the Socorro Logistics Center, which you already seen in full bloom with the construction of three large distribution centers there. One of them, one of the largest, the Honeywell site. We see our first major project in the foreign trade zone, pilot air freight, that will be completing the activation within the next 30 days. And that is very good news. With the opening of the center, there will be 56 new jobs there that are coming into Socorro. And then obviously you have Warner, another company that's also showing existence there at the Socorro Logistics Center. The other part that's coming around the corner and that's barely taking off is the East Wind Logistics Center. And this is what we're doing is we're trying to make sure that we get projects that align with the growth of Socorro and where we see the industrial growth going. We don't want them to be in areas that I think are important in terms of the agricultural and the green aspects of the beauty of the city of Socorro. And so I think this is very much in line with what we see. Socorro in a position to really dictate its future, how we want to do it. And I think by having two sites, we give future international companies choices on where they want to go. And it's also easier for us administration-wise to manage. For example, if say we get 3 companies in Socorro Logistics Park, we don't have to go to the Foreign Trade Zones Board each time a company asks to be added. We just have to manage it locally with U.S. Customs. And that shortens the time frame for companies to start up. So instead of going through 6-7 months of waiting, you cut it down to 2 to 3 months of waiting time. It's a big difference to companies that say, we want to do business in your zone, but we have other choices. And so what I'm trying to do is manage those choices and cut the time frame. So that's why I think it's a good time. I think you also need to be aware is that surrounding foreign trade zones are also doing this, such as our partner next door, City of Socorro. The City of El Paso is growing. They're going through a lot of growth in theirs. We want to make sure that we show that this is within the 2 sites are in the City of Socorro, and we're well positioned to take a lot of that growth that's going to grow with the expansion of the Tornillo Bridge as a port of entry. And it's important to the region as that part of the county grows.
Any questions, comments?
I have a question, just,
Yes.
Mr. Cruz?
Mr. Quinones, the application fee, is that done annually or?
No, that's a one-time fee,
That's a one-time fee?
$1,600.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Alejandro Garcia,
Aye.
Rudy Cruz,
Aye.
and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to planning and zoning, item number 20, discussion and action to award RFQ 24-01 for the comprehensive creation of a unified development code, UDC, to Able City LLC, and authorize city manager or her designee to negotiate and execute agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Lorraine Quimito, City Planner, good evening. The purpose of this agenda item is to inform Council of the sealed request for qualifications that were received by the City of Socorro in response to our comprehensive creation of a unified development code. This was published in early January. The city received 3 proposals by the February 2nd deadline. The firms were scored based on past project experience, project approach, personal experience, and innovation and community engagement. Staff recommended that we negotiate and choose the highest scoring applicant, which was Able City LLC. And with that, staff can answer any questions.
I have a question.
Mr. Cruz?
Are we able to discuss in this meeting on this item the numbers of the bids? Just a request for qualifications, but did they share monetary figures?
No. So, not monetary, this is an RFQ, so request for qualifications. We go back and determine the numbers,
They'll submit.
and then it comes back.
Thank you.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Alejandro Garcia,
Aye.
Rudy Cruz,
Aye.
and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Item number 21, discussion and action to approve Resolution 790, authorizing Mayor Avalos to sign an advanced funding agreement for railway highway hazard elimination of system in relation to the Railroad Federal Signal Program.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Thank you, Mayor. This item is the next step in realizing the improvements to the railroad intersection at North Moon Road. We have visited this item several times in the time that I've been here with the city. Mr. Madrid with TxDOT, transportation engineer, worked with Mr. Gallinar to identify locations that would meet the requirements of this program. The intersection at Moon Road and the railroad crossing was selected, and after various meetings with TxDOT and UP Railroad, this is, I believe, the final step in executing that contract and bringing those improvements to Socorro.
Mr. Reyes?
I just got a small question. Do we know when they will start?
I
the actual
believe,
project?
I believe the bid, they would be able to let the project in August.
Thank you.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Alejandro Garcia,
Aye.
Rudy Cruz,
Aye.
and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Moving on to city manager, item number 22, discussion and action to approve proposed change order to place the pilasters on the 4 corners of the Rio Vista Bridge rail in the amount of $16,681.20 for added protection.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This agenda item is requesting approval for a proposed change order to the Rio Vista Bridge to place pilasters on the 4 corners of our new addition for added protection. The design did not include them, and they are not required. However, for added protection, They're inquiring, and we wanted to bring it to, staff wanted to bring it to council to get their input on this change order. I do have some pictures for reference. So this is the bridge that's on Jesus Barrera, where you see the red box. That's what they're talking about, is to add that concrete slab on the sides in order to add some protection to the pedestrians. That's how it looks now on Jesus Barrera. Go. This is the design that they're looking at. Go. Then we took pictures of different bridges throughout the city. This is the one on Buford. As you can see, the sides do have those pilasters in order to add some protection. Please go ahead. Buford. Also Buford Bridge. Then we have our new bridge that's being built. Go ahead. As you can see, it doesn't have that added concrete on the sides. Another picture. That's what it looks like. This is the one on Ventanas, to enter the Ventanas facility. Same bridge, different angle. Same bridge. And then this is what the one on Moon Road looks like. The total cost of the added, for the four corners to be added, is $16,681.20. Do you all have any questions? Right now, we're trying to determine if we are able to use ARPA funds for these improvements. If not, it would have to come out of our budget.
Mr. Reyes?
Whose idea was this? Did they just came up and decided that, hey, you know what, it's better if you guys do this, or was it something that the city felt that we needed to?
It was the contractors and CEA, because the design doesn't call for them. So they're there now, and they just wanted to make sure that if we wanted the design that way, or if we wanted to add that added protection. However, it's not required.
Mr. Cruz?
I know the contractors aren't here to answer the question, but is this an added feature that we can add later on? Just because we're barely in the month of March, and I mean, I just want to understand the barrier. It looks nice. Don't get me wrong. It looks nice, but I don't know if 16K, or can we motion the amount granted the ARPA funds would cover this cost?
That is up to council. That's why it's being brought to you all. I think that if we go back, then you have to draw design, go out for bid, and do all over the process all over again. So at the end, it would probably cost you more to come back and do it. So the objective is, we're there now. If that's something that you all wish to do, then we should probably move on it. But again, it's not required.
Mr. Nevares?
I would say that they're working on it, might as well do it now.
Exactly.
Let's not wait for an accident to happen and then we go back and kick ourselves for not doing it initially.
Mayor,
Ms. Villalobos?
I think 16,000 is not far-fetched for the protection of our constituents. And if Ms. Rodarte feels that this is something that is a safety precaution, I'm for it. Thank you.
Anyone else?
I have one last question.
Mr. Cruz?
I'm noticing in the fine print under the standard exclusions, it talks about removal of trash, debris, or unforeseen underground items. It's not covered under this price right here. Is this something that's already been looked at, and this 16,000 is the final cost?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because I'm looking at the fine print.
Of course, so
and
all All contracts have that fine print for protection. However, the contractor knows that we are looking at that very closely.
Okay, because if not, I'm gonna have to contact Diana S. Guerrero with
Yes.
CEA. Okay.
I have a comment. I agree with Mr. Nevares, Ms. Villalobos. I think 16,000 is not considerably high, and the time to do it would be now. I don't think because of this price, we should just wait, and what if it doesn't get done later on? What if we have another project? Maybe these funds won't be available to us because we're on something else. But for the safety of our people, I think that's not entirely a high cost. You have a question? Mr. Garcia?
My only question is, we don't have it in our plans for protection, something like this. It seems like we might have to add it as an amendment or something, because adding protection is pretty important.
Correct. So the design that was worked from Dannenbaum did not include that. We will definitely make sure that the Bovee Road one does include it. That way we already know about the price
Thank you.
and any bridge moving forward.
And do we bring it back as an amendment to add to our bridge building or for future plans?
No, that's just something internally that we can do while we're preparing our bid documents.
Thank you.
Mr. Cruz?
Yeah, one last question, I'm sorry. I'm noticing that there's a placement of a bronze star on the pilasters facing Alameda Avenue.
Yes.
Is that the only design option we can choose from, or are they flexible on that?
No, so TxDOT uses those signs so they know, so that sign has the star and it has the date of when it was built.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
required, it's how they determine when the bridge was built.
Oh, okay, I was thinking like, let's throw a Socorro seal on it and we can still put the date that TxDOT wants to see there, but I don't know if that's an option or.
I think you can do that. However, I would have to go back and get you a cost for that. It's just that right now we're pressing for time
Yeah.
because we need to get out of the way for water.
Yeah.
For irrigation, but that doesn't mean that we can't include it.
If I may?
Yes.
The star and the date are also part of the maintenance program for TxDOT. That tells them exactly when it was built,
Right.
and also the maintenance that goes along with it.
It's a standard.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You have another question?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's gonna tell you that we can go back later on and put our names and everything.
Yeah, we can do that later.
Go chisel it in there.
No
Ruben
graffiti,
Reyes?
no graffiti, sir.
Yes.
Just kidding.
Ruben Reyes?
Yes.
Cesar Nevares?
Yes.
Alejandro Garcia?
Aye.
Rudy Cruz?
Aye.
And Ivan Colom Villalobos?
Mr. Cruz, I love your idea. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Moving on to Mayor and Council, item number 23, discussion and action to provide a letter of support to Isleta del Sur Pueblo Emergency Operations Center Grant Application, EOC.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you.
Mr. Cruz?
Yes, Mayor and Council, I'd like to bring this item to the table here and providing a letter of support to Isleta del Sur Pueblo, who are seeking federal grant dollars. And this is an opportunity that's only been offered to Native American tribes. And so the city of Socorro currently doesn't have an emergency management center. And during the event of a natural disaster, Isleta del Sur Pueblo's EOC, or Emergency Office, I don't know the acronym, we'll get through it here. They'd be providing management and preparedness capabilities to the surrounding areas such as Socorro and San Elizario. And so the Emergency Operations Center, the EOC, would serve that purpose. And I've added as backup to this agenda item, if we can have the documents posted. That way I can give you a really quick overview of the location. As you all know, Isleta del Sur Pueblo does house its residents within our city limits.
And this facility is located on Santos Sanchez Street, right off Socorro Road, as you enter Tewa Boulevard. Did y'all find those documents? You're bringing them up? So this facility here would have, had it been built in 2019 during COVID, it would have helped serve the residents of Socorro as well, and we would be able to share these resources. And what it offers is a centralized location for management, operations, and planning, and things of that nature, as well as a just logistically makes sense because it's in the center of the city, San Lisario and Socorro, and it just makes sense to put it here. And you'll see the red square, that's the building right now. And if you scroll down to the next slide, you'll see the building and what it'll look like. It'll have a communications room, it'll have a planning breakout room, and just different facilities. And I would see city staff being housed in this area in the event of a natural disaster that may affect Socorro residents. The tribe has offered to reach out and share those resources with us through this letter of support tonight should we decide to move forward. Thank you.
Questions, comments?
Mayor.
Ms. Villalobos?
So this would be on top of what we already have in place, correct?
And on top of what?
Of what we already have in place for an emergency what we usually do here when we have an emergency.
So it's an added barrier of protection for the city of Socorro. Should we run out of certain resources or our communication system goes down through this grant opportunity that the tribe is seeking, the city of Socorro will be able to be housed in those facilities. We'd staff our people there, depending on the event or the type of natural disaster or any type of disaster, we'd be able to share these resources with the city of Socorro.
Okay, and today's agenda item is to be able to support them with the letter.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
And in return, well, it sounds weird, huh? And in return, we also get to rely on it if it ever came to us needing to use the facility.
Yes, ma'am. They've opened the doors to the surrounding communities because when natural disasters occur, let's keep in mind that a lot of the routes that we take in and out of that reservation will also affect the residents living in that community, as well as the residents that live in Socorro city limits. So they've combined all that information towards their grant writing, and have added the city of Socorro and the city of San Lisario, and San Lisario has also offered their support through the letter as well. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments?
Ruben Reyes.
Yes.
Cesar Nevares.
Yes.
Alejandro Garcia.
Aye.
Rudy Cruz.
Aye.
And Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Item number 25, discussion and action to build a Veterans Memorial at Cougar Park with a name change.
Motion to approve.
Mr. Cruz?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I'll read the summary. The memorial is an important source of information for the community to understand the sacrifices made by past generations. It represents that the community's chosen method of remembrance. This will in turn ensure the memorial is cared for in the future. The local memorial will contain the names of families still living within that community, or as the community changes, it will offer an insight into the history of our area. We can in the future, as a community, choose to make additions to the existing memorial, thereby ensuring the continuing relevance of this memorial for local remembrance. This memorial will represent a focal point for remembrance of sacrifices made by so many for freedom need to be remembered. War memorials play a vital role in ensuring that it continues. Additionally, many war memorials are important to the country's architecture and artistic heritage. The reason why Cougar Park was the option of choice. Is one, it's on the Mission Trail. Two, it has greater visibility, and it's a major roadway access point. And with the future hike and bike trails, it's going to offer that future visibility. But at the same time, I feel that we owe it to our veterans. I've in the past couple years, I've gone to 2 funerals from veterans of Socorro who have passed away, and we're losing our Vietnam vets rather quickly. I'd like to see their names go up on a wall before the next year or two passes by here. And at the same time, I think Cougar Park would be an excellent place to put it, because that's where we celebrate our 4th of July events every year. And I'd rather see those flags flying there with a good crowd to see and honor than to see that American flag flying by itself on an empty lot, to be honest. And I know that the Socorro veterans have tried very hard to build their own memorial, and I'll continue to support them in their efforts and whatever they want to do for it. But I think that it's time for the city to step up and honor our veterans as a whole. There's some photos that are attached to this backup. Again, they're just for reference. It doesn't mean that that's what the memorial will look like. I'd like to invite the veterans, and I know Esteban Gonzalez, who's our IT director and a veteran, is also behind the effort, and I'd like his input as well. But I'd also like to invite every single veteran in the city of Socorro to have a hand in this build and have a say in how this design should be driven, because it's your memorial. But that's the item that I'm presenting to you all today in the amount of $60K to begin.
Any questions, comments?
What name would you,
I know that it's, hang on. No, we don't. I think that because if the council does decide to move forward with the memorial, I wouldn't want to take the name of Cougar. It's a well-known park, and it's got significance behind it as well. I would say that it would be an addition to the name, maybe Cougar Veterans Park. But again, that's why I would ask for the community to come together and our veterans to help also name the park. But I wouldn't want to rename it completely. I'd like to keep the Cougar Park. It's a Socorro tradition, and it's a well-known park in our area. But that's what the name change, I guess, means.
I think you're completely right. I like the first one. I like Cougar Park Veterans Memorial, because we're keeping Cougar Park, but we're adding the memorial, you know? I like, there was one where I saw was a little bit more historical, and I like to keep those features on the Mission Trail as well.
That's the middle. That one there. I believe it's the 6 life bronze sculpture monuments representing veterans of wars.
And again, the photographs are just for reference. It doesn't mean that that's what's going to be built.
Right.
So don't hold us to it.
But that's a nice option there.
And at the same time, I think, I think that should the council decide to move forward with something like this, it also opens the doors for improvements to be made, towards the forefront of this park. I know it's you have a bathroom like right up front when you pass by, but I think that once the memorial gets built in there, it's going to afford the city the opportunity to go in there and make some really nice renovations for our park to look awesome.
I don't know, just keeping it with the colors of the mission, and
so that's actually the design that the Socorro veterans came up with.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to steal their design. To be honest with you, it's an awesome design. It's beautiful, but if they feel that they'd like to move their future memorial site to Cougar Park and help us out with that, hey, we're all ears. That's an awesome design. They came up with it. It just hasn't been able to come to flourish. And since the city's not able to allocate funding for that piece of property there because it is under lease and it belongs to a different entity, the city cannot allocate funding towards that property other than city property. And we own Cougar Park as a community, and that's where we'd be able to invest in. Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? No?
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares.
Yes.
Alejandro Garcia.
Aye.
Rudy Cruz.
Aye.
And Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Item number 26, discussion and action to approve the installation of streetlights on Mesa Drain.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Mr. Nevares, would you like to introduce?
Well, all I can tell you is that we owe it to the residents of that area. They've been there without lighting for over 40 years, and it's about time. I'm not about to go and read something about it. We just owe it to the folks that live in that area.
Any questions, comments?
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares.
Yes.
Alejandro Garcia.
Aye.
Rudy Cruz.
Aye.
And Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Okay, do we have a motion to delete items 27, 28, and 29?
Motion to delete items 27 through 29.
Second.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares.
Yes.
Alejandro Garcia.
Aye.
Rudy Cruz.
Aye.
And Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Motion to adjourn.
No, I need item 26.
26. We already did that one.
We did the street light?
Yes,
We just finished.
we just finished that one.
Okay.
They
What's up?
approved it.
Well, nobody presented on it, that's why.
Mr. Nevares.
Mr.
Nevares
Nevares
did.
did.
Okay.
We did show the map.
Yes.
No, I saw the map. I
But
just didn't
Mr.
hear
Nevares-
Mr.
Mr. Nevares spoke on
I
it.
didn't hear him.
Oh, okay.
You didn't hear me.
Now I did.
So we owe it to them. Let's do it.
Motion
We're
to
just
adjourn.
doing the veterans.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares.
Yes.
Alejandro Garcia.
Aye.
Rudy Cruz.
Aye.
And Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned at 7:23 PM. Good night.
Good night.